Welcome to Attic Raiders Retro Reviews, where today we're doing something a bit different. I don't have a review for you, but instead I'm going to be doing my first ever unboxing video. So, what have I chosen for this prestigious event? Well, I'm going for a game that nobody remembers and nobody cares about. We're going to be taking a look at ProJax from Milton Bradley. This was released in 2002. And this is, of course, the starter set, which should be everything you need in order to get started playing this game. ProJax is, of course, the updated version of Jax, which Milton Bradley changed the rules of and decided that this is the new version for the new millennium. It's going to be hip, it's going to be rad, it's going to be a bit of a flop from all accounts. So, we're going to get this box cracked open, take a look at the contents, see if it's worth the money. So what are we waiting for? Let's get opening. So this is Milton Bradley's starter set of the ProJax. This is meant to have absolutely everything you need for the ultimate game of Jax, or at least it's everything you need in order to start playing. Now this is just one of the kind of boxes of ProJax that you could get. This is a starter set. They also did some booster sets and they also did the full battle arena set. Now this is one that I will come on and review fully later on, but just now we're just going to take a look at the starter set here. You can see this is series 1 of ProJax. Now as far as I'm aware, it didn't actually get past series 1. There is a couple of pictures of series 2 boxes on Board Game Geek, but I think that those were just prototypes. I'm pretty sure that series 2 was never actually released. If I'm wrong on that, if you know differently, please let me know. But as far as I know, it was a bit of a flop, this game, and it only got as far as series 1. You can see in the starter set, on all of these, in fact, not just the starter set, but also on the battle arena set, it's multi-language boxes here. So these were obviously designed to be sold in lots of different European countries without having to reproduce the box in different languages. Bit of a cost-cutting move there on Milton Bradley's part. You see, well, we'll come on to the back in a moment. Inside this starter set box, there should be 5 ProJax, 10 rings, 3 cards, and 1 ball. And obviously, this is for ages 8 and up. I have no idea how much these actually cost when they first came out, what their recommended retail price was, because sadly, pretty much all information on ProJax has been lost over time. 20 years old now, were brought out in 2002. There is the Hasbro copyright here, and over those 20 years that kind of information has just disappeared. playprojax.com had a lot of information on it, and you can also see there's this special sealing tape here, which has also got the website playprojax.com, and apparently there used to be a lot of information about the different kinds of ProJax you could get and different games and things, but all of that information has been lost to time again. This PlayProJax website doesn't exist anymore. In fact, it's not even on the way back when machine on the internet. So no idea what these actually cost. That's something, if you bought these back in the day, let me know. I'd like to hear. So we've got British, French, Dutch, and is this Netherlands here? I'm not quite. In fact, this might not be Dutch. This will be Deutsch. So this will be German. In fact, I think multi-language. And it says here, it's a head-to-head challenge. Can you be the first to grab all your ProJax? Based on a simple game of ball throwing, removing ProJax from the arena and using power cards, you will learn it quickly, but will you ever master the way of ProJax? Note, to play against another player, you will both need a set of 5 ProJax. So this box set here, this starter set, has only got 5 ProJax in it. So in order to actually play this game against somebody else, you will need to have at least 5, and somebody else will have to have 5. So 2 of these will have to be bought, even though it's a starter set, which you know, is a bit of money-making scheme right there. ProJax, this was a collectible game, so all of this is all about making money for the company because they want to get as much out of you as possible. It's a blind box, and blind boxes are all about making money from the consumer. And we'll see more about that later as well, actually, I think. So let's get this ripped open and see what actually we get inside. So I'm going to take the tab here. I'm going to open this as neatly as I can. It's not going to be very neat at all from the looks of things. It's meant to just, well, that wasn't very nice looking and neat at all, but there we go, it's opened up there, and we're going to have to take the tape off. Let's see, is there an easy way of getting this tape off without having to go and get some scissors? Oh, there we go, it splits quite easily. I can just use my fingernail to split this. Oh, the anticipation. Let's see, oh no, it's all gone wrong now. It stopped splitting. And now I'm going to have to rip it. Come on. What a pain this is. Right. Still got more to go. Oh, for goodness sake. This is definitely not the smoothest unboxing video in the world. Ah, well, there we go. It's gone absolutely everywhere. Never mind. Let's see. I'm going to put that back. Let's pretend that didn't happen and that these are all lovely the way that they should be. There we go. We're going to open it up and see what's inside. Well, for your money. There we go. We get one ProJax Rulebook, which again looks really, really thick. I'm going to put this down here. It looks really thick, but that is because it is in multi-language. And so the actual only bit that we need, which in English, is this couple of pages here at the start. Now, I've had a look at this on the Battle Arena set, so already we don't need this information because this bit about mines, well, we don't get any mines in the starter set. The mines only come with the Battle Arena set, so don't need that page. Using the arena, well, again, we don't get an arena in the starter set. It's only in the battle set, so don't need that page. So it's only really these kind of pages. Well, that's your contents page. Here we go. So we've got basic game. So how do I do it? ID rings, quick flick. So what do these funny symbols mean? What's the difference between the cards? When can I use the cards? What happens if I move another ProJax with my hand or the ball? I want to play more ProJax and cards, or my ProJax is piggybacking and making a drop. So I'm not going to go into that. As I say, I will go and do a full game review for this, well, for the Battle Arena set in a future video. In here though, let's take a look at what we've got. We've got our 5 ProJax. Now the 5 ProJax, we get 4 normal ones and 1 special one. So we've got a blue one, which is just a very basic blue plastic, really not very exciting. Then we've got a bit more interesting. We've got a shiny blue one. Ooh, metallic. Great. One of those. We've got a kind of limey colored see-through one. You can see where those pegs go inside it. Great. And we've got another see-through one, which doesn't have any pegs on the inside. So that one's completely clear, a bit more like a gummy bear or jello. So, lovely. And those are our 4 normal ones. And we've got our special one. This is our special one here. It's nice and shiny. This one, you can hear
You can't really hear, I suppose. It's not that great. But you can hear this one has actually got metal tips on it. This is our special one. It's a nice heavy one. I like the feel of that. That is much nicer than these ones. And this one is just really boring. Not great about that at all. But those, quite nice. We've got our ball. Again, they didn't just go with any old balls that you could get from anywhere. It's got the actual ProJax logo on the ball there. So they've actually specially manufactured these balls. And they're slightly squishy. It's slightly rubberized. You could bounce it, but not a great deal. It's not like a bouncy ball. Let's take a look on here. It's okay. It's a very solid rubber ball. And then in here we have got our rings. I'm just going to carefully, I say carefully, it's going everywhere. Take that bit off and we've got our rings. And in this pack we've got kind of a lime color and orange. I'm going to take an orange one because that's going to show up a lot better. These rings are used for identifying your ProJax when you are playing. So because both players have to have 5 ProJax, you take your ProJax, and on here, one of these, there we go, you can see on the ring, on the rings, on the little spikes on these ProJax, some of them there is these little notches here and here, and you take the ring, you put the ring over there like that, and that's how you identify which ones belong to you. So there you go. All of mine would have the orange rings on them, so I know that all the orange ProJax belong to me, whether I lose them or whether I gamble them, you know. And another different player would have a different color, so I could, with this starter set, decide to be orange or green. And then we've got the cards. Let's see what cards we've got. So, in fact, I'm going to turn these over because, well, we only get 3 cards with the starter set. We can see I've got 1 card, which is from Team Vulcan, and this shows you the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5 different Jacks which belong to Team Vulcan. I've got 1 card which is from Team Solar here. And again, 5 cards from Team Solar, and 1 for Team Alumin, or Alumin. And again, 5 cards, 5 Jacks that are in that team there. And then let's see, we can see this is a fairly common one. This circle here means that this is a fairly common card. It's an activity. So 2's up, let ball bounce twice before catching. That just gives you a bit more time, I suppose. So instead of throwing the ball up and then picking up a jack and then catching the ball, because that's how this game works. I haven't really explained that. So in order to play this ProJax game, basically, you put your jacks out on your playing field, you take the ball, you throw the ball up, you pick up one of your jacks from the playing area, and then you have to catch the ball in the same hand before it touches the table. Simple as that. But you can also then use these cards in order to make it more or less challenging. So you can see here on this card, I can use it so that I've got a bit more time, so that instead of having to catch the ball, I can let it bounce twice and then catch it. Might make it more challenging, might make it easier for me, or I might decide that that's actually harder and play that against another player. So that's 2's up, that's a fairly common one. Another common one, strategy one. This is flick it. Flick one of your ProJax in the playing area. I suppose that's so that if they're too close to each other, makes it easy. If they're further away, makes it easier for you to pick them up. Again, that's a common card. And another common card, this one is a free bounce. Let the ball bounce once before catching. Now the thing is, with these cards, you can only use them if you have the ProJax which match those cards. So these cards, let's say you have in your hand on your table, as soon as you pick up one of your ProJax off of the playing area, which matches one of the cards that you have. You can place it on the card, and then you can unlock that card and use it. Now, the thing is, if we have a look at this, Team Solar, no, I don't have any Team Solar ProJax in here, so I couldn't ever use that card. Team Alumin, or Team Alumin, oh, I've got that one. That one goes with that card, so I could use this card with that ProJax. And Team Vulcan, looking at that, no, I could not actually use any of those whatsoever. So, out of my 3 cards that I've got, those 2 are completely useless to me, and I've only actually got 1 card that I can play with. Or I would have to collect more ProJax which match those teams down there. So I'm gonna have to buy a lot more boxes, a lot more booster packs in order to get more cards and more ProJax, so that I've got ProJax which actually match the cards or match the teams on my cards, so that I can use the cards. The whole point of this game is using the cards to make it easier or harder, but I can't actually do that with what I've got because they don't match up, and that's one of the major flaws with this game. You're just gonna have to spend lots and lots of money in order to get things that all match. And as you can see, would you really want to spend much money on this? It's not like Crazy Bones Go-Go's where you've got little characters and faces and things. That's it. That's literally it. You've got these little spiky caltrops, basically, and you're spending lots of money on them just to get them in different colours. And honestly, it's not really worth it. And I can see why not many people would have bought these. And I can see exactly why it wouldn't have lasted onto Series 2. This is a bit of a dud, this game, but there we go. That is ProJax. That's what's in a starter box set, and next time I will do a proper review of the full game, the Battle Arena set, and how to actually play ProJax.